So today, come out here to the dark or east side of Pattaya to do a little bit of this.
Hey folks, welcome to a beautiful day out here in East Pattaya. We're just in the Lake Maprakan area. This overpass up here is, I believe, the new highway. And we're going to go right under that. And on the other side of this overpass here is a place called Pattaya Off Road Safari. And they have a variety of ATV type vehicles, off-road vehicles, and that's what we're going to do today. We're going to go do some off-roading through the jungles and hills and countryside here. But I'm going to do the best I can to take you guys with me, put you right in the driver's seat with me, and kind of give you a flavor of what it's like. But before we can do anything, we've got to go inside and get all geared up for this. So let's jump into it. So this is kind of, I guess, the equipment room here, and they've got your jerseys and helmets, and there's also washrooms. They even have a shower and a private place for you to change.
So this is where you get all geared up. You get your helmet, you get your jersey, and then you go out and get dirty. Here's my outfit. You wear this, so it's it's sanitary. So if you wear one of their helmets, you don't have to worry about somebody's cooties in there or anything. And check this out. Check out the outfit here. Could I wear my own helmet?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Because I got a mount on my own helmet. Yeah.
ใส่เหรอ
Yeah.
นี่เหรอ จริงเหรอ น่ากลัว
So yeah, V protested a little bit. She thought the goggles and outfit made her look ugly. I had to reassure her. So let's go take a look at the equipment we'll be on.
So Pattaya Off Road Safari, Darkside, Soy Porn Panoramic, right by the overpass. Can't miss it because they've got these big guys out here waving to you. But there's only this one section of the road that goes under the overpass anyway, and that's right where they are. Good location. And they've got stuff like this here. And I'll show you the other equipment they have. They've got all sorts. 4-seaters, 2-seaters, dirt bikes, little 4x4s. All kinds of stuff. Some of them are 2-wheel drive, some are 4-wheel drive.
So yeah, the equipment's going to depend on the kind of experience you have, obviously. And it's also going to be kind of necessitated by how many people you're going with. If you're by yourself, they've got single-person vehicles, they've got 2-person vehicles, up to 4-person vehicles for like a family. So you would just book whatever type of equipment you want, and the price of the package may also be different for the different types of vehicles. You have to get in touch with them about that. But I think no matter which one you choose and what your preference is, I think there's almost something for everybody, and I think there's a good time to be had no matter which way you decide to go.
That's only half of it. The other half of it is where you can ride them, and that's what we're going to see now. So they've got I guess riding trails. We're going to find out. But that's the adventure part of it. Not so much the equipment, although the equipment does look like it's top notch. It's really about what you can do with it and where you can go and how much fun you can have with it. So let's see how much fun we can have.
So I would be in this yellow and black CF Moto, a 2-seater 4x4, and I gotta tell you, it was quite a machine. I was very impressed with it. I believe he told me they cost about $500,000 baht each. Now I'm getting a little course here, getting all strapped in. It's a little bit of a learning curve to do all this, and then I'll get a little crash course on how to drive it. It's not hard, it's very intuitive. Everything is geared towards safety. There is a waiver you need to sign for your safety, but in my opinion, it's more dangerous driving to the venue than it is driving the course in one of these buggies. I think just the regular run-of-the-mill roads in Thailand are more dangerous than what you're going to face here, but just my opinion.
Tim's going to be in the front, you're number 2.
Okay.
And
follow him then, right?
you follow him, and I'm going to be sitting in the back cleaning all your dust. Put it in high gear, release the handbrake.
So the big guy there is Andy. He owns the place, and he's also coming along on this little junket. So we'll get started on the trek here. You got some like regular kind of roads and regular dirt roads just to get to the areas where you're going to do the primary riding. And of course, V's along for the ride. She's in the passenger seat there. She's helping with the camera, so she's helping me get some different camera angles. She did a great job. Thank you to her. I'll just say as we start off here, I realize there are no flights into Thailand right now. And I know there's a lot of people that want to come and can't. But you also have to realize there's a lot of people that live here in different areas. And since the restrictions are being lifted, they want to do some traveling. So it's things like this that may be appealing to somebody who lives somewhere else and wants to come down to the Pattaya area. And it was definitely appealing for me. So there's a whole a host of different people who may want to come and do this kind of thing. But I don't think it's going anywhere. It's a startup. He's only been in business here a couple months. But I don't think it's going anywhere. So it'll more than likely be around and ready and waiting for you whenever those flights do resume. But anyway, this first area we're going through here, they refer to as the mangroves. And I got the impression that it would probably be flooded with water during the wet season. And this is one of the reasons you need a guide. I mean, periodically, they got to move debris out of the way, fallen trees, could be anything. They also help with traffic. I'll show you a little bit more about that in a minute, because when you got to cross some of these roads, it's not really an intended engineered road crossing a lot of times. It might be on a blind curve and you can't see. You really need somebody out there being your eyes and kind of directing you across traffic. So there's a variety of reasons you need a guide, not the least of which is I'd be lost in a minute out here. I've got a really good sense of direction, and I was turned around 6 ways till Sunday within 5 minutes. So the other big thing that I really liked was the various terrains. You can see this is much different than the mangroves. We're on our way to like a big palm forest right now. But the varying terrains, some of it's kind of different biomes, I would almost say, like a plains biome, a prairie biome, a jungle biome, wetlands. It's really, even though you're not going that far, it's a lot of different scenery. It's always changing. Now here's a road crossing where it's just kind of blind. You can't really get a good look. So one of the guides will jump out, halt the traffic, make sure it's safe, and then everybody can cross the road safely. And for those kinds of reasons, the guides really do a good job, and I think it's really a necessary kind of part for this whole trip here. So there she is. So let's go to the palm forest.
So we've been out a bunch of different terrain, a bunch of different type of areas, gravel roads, dirt roads, mud roads, puddles. But it's part of this is the beauty. This area where we're at, it almost looks like they're growing palm trees for palm oil. You see these, this is what they make palm oil out of. And I don't know, maybe it's just a coincidence. I don't know if it's a commercial entity back here, but it's just those kind of trees you don't see every day. You've got your coconut trees. Over here's a big lake. You go through just some beautiful areas, and all different kinds of roads and terrain. So it's a lot of fun. We've got 3 vehicles, basically a lead and a follow, and I'm just in the middle. I'm just kind of along for the ride. So they got me in the middle to make sure I don't get off track or go rogue on my own, I guess. But you can just look around here and see what kind of, it feels like you're on a safari. It said safari, to me that means animals, but I mean it's kind of just a wild adventure out here. with all these different kinds of roads, twists and turns, dips, ups and down hills. So this is one of the places you end up. This little waterfall here. I don't know if we're gonna turn around from here or we got another trail, but they said it's usually more water. We're just kind of starting the rainy season here, so it'll be, depending on what time of year you come, it might be more, could be less. But it's a nice little refreshing place to stop, I'll tell you that.
So after we saddled back up and left the waterfall area, I was instructed to put my buggy into low gear. It's a 2-speed buggy, you got low and high, and it's been in high the whole day. But they instructed me to put it in low, and I think for good reason. The whole rest of this last leg would be all uphill. It's like we were climbing a mountain here. And at parts it was very steep. This is kind of something to take note of, because if you want to come up to here, what they call, I think they called it the peak, and there's a great view up here, I'll show you in a minute, you need to take a 4-wheel drive. About halfway up, somebody had a Honda Cub up there. I have no idea how they managed to get that up that far, but there was worse roads ahead. So you could probably only come up here in the 4-wheel drive buggies and maybe the Enduro's dirt bikes. The 2-wheel drive buggies ain't coming up here. So they might be fun to slip and slide around the sandy, muddy roads. So each vehicle is going to have its purpose, and it's going to have its fun depending on what you're looking for. So just take note of that. But these 4-wheel drive buggies, you can come up to the top here. And it's kind of slow but sure going. And these buggies really took a beating going up here. You'll see these big ruts in the road. Look at this. That's more than a rut. But that's just one example. And some places there's ruts and rocks, and for that reason, even on a dirt bike, you really have to take it slow, because there's tight curves and all these ruts from the buggies going up. But at any rate, it is a sight to behold once you get up here, and it's a fun ride up. It's a fun ride down too, but this would be kind of the last leg of the trip.
We made it to the top. Just incredible trails coming up here, ruts, rocks. I wouldn't dream of taking anything else up there except one of these little 4-wheel drive buggies. Maybe a dirt bike, but it would be rough sledding in a dirt bike. This is probably the most incredible view that I've ever seen in the Pattaya area. And I've been on a lot. Panoramic Hill, some of the big tall buildings, but this view is the whole thing right here.
So yeah, I could basically see from Satahip all the way up to Sriracha. Could definitely make out the cranes of Lam Chabang up here to the right. Not sure what's going to come out here. I did use my iPhone, which does pretty good. That's the Big Buddha Mountain. That thing's halfway to Rayong. Yeah, so it's quite a view. It's quite a view. I was impressed.
Yeah, I guess the only nerve-wracking part is every time I look in my mirror, I think the police are after me with those red lights. So, and Timmy, right?
Yep, Tim.
Tim's been our guide. I've been following Tim all day. The Mrs. Bill.
Yeah.
Bill. And Andy.
Yes, sir.
That's the boss. And
That's the boss.
thanks for having me up here today, and
You're welcome.
let me ride your buggies. And it's an experience that you definitely want to do. I tell you, there's nothing else like it. If you never do this, you don't know what you're missing. So that's all I can say. All right. So we made it back. What a day! And now all they got to do is clean up the mess. Yeah, some of that. It needs some of that, for sure.
So yeah, big thank you to Andy and the crew here at Pattaya Off Road Safari for just an incredible day. Now check the description below. Their location coordinates will be there for you, as well as a link to their YouTube channel. They got some cool stuff on their YouTube channel. Check it out. Now they also have a presence on Facebook, and of course they have a website, www.pattayaaoffroadsafari.com. So check them out. All the information you're going to want is there. I really don't know all the prices and all the different packages, but please check them out, and I'm sure they'll answer all your questions. So that'll do it for this off-road adventure episode. I tell you, there are so many things to do in Pattaya. During the day, just different things, so it doesn't have to be the same every day. If you come here for a holiday, for a visit, there are just so many things. Now, off to the right here is what I'm calling the former site of Lake Maprakan. It is just about decimated down to like a mud puddle over there. It's incredible. Just several months ago there was water in it. But that's another story. Anyway, I'm going to leave this off right here, and as usual, I'll thank you for watching. And until next time, bye for now.